Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the screws at the bottom of the device with your pentalobe screwdriver. Now you're going to want to use your suction cup if you can, and you're going to want to suction the bottom of it. So we got a little bit of leverage on this guy. So now we can take our spudger.
We can work into that, like so.
Alright, so now that we're inside the device, first thing you always want to do is power the device or remove any power from the device rather than powering it off. It's always good to take it from that area. Anyways, now that we have the power disconnected, we're going to go to the bracket that is keeping the ribbons in place for the LCD as well as proximity sensor. We're going to go ahead and remove that now. We are going to want to remove these ribbons with your spudger. And we're going to take this and we're now going to put this aside. Okay, so we're just going to be working on this screen right now, and we're going to be removing the components from it. Causing it to go sometimes directly into your arm or into your thumb, so just kind of be careful with that. Alright, so I've got to remove this guy here still, this screw at the top. We can't remove it yet, but so I'm going to remove the home button first now. Sometimes you need to apply a little bit of heat. If you have a hair dryer, just apply a little bit of heat to it so it's sensitive to touch. However, this screen has been removed before, so the home button's glue does come off quite easily, just like so. Part here is the connector for the home button. It's a ribbon that runs, you can see in this groove here, it runs in this groove, and then comes out here, and then connects here. So again, runs through that groove. Now, you want to be very careful because you do not want to rip this ribbon. They're not very expensive to order, but still it delays the repair. So what you want to do is you want to go from the back side, and you want to take your hair dryer or whatever the case may be, and you want to heat up this area here particularly till it's hot enough that you can just barely touch it. At that point, you can take your tweezers or some sort of a spudger towards that respect and try and work your way underneath that. So you'll probably want to get it, make sure it's hot enough still, and you just want to get underneath it a bit and just lift that guy up a bit. Alright, so now that guy will come off very nicely. Now you do want to be kind of careful here. There is the light sensor, which is easy to come off, but sometimes the proximity sensor, which is located inside its bracket, you want to be very careful because the proximity sensor is soldered to this ribbon here, and you don't want to pry too hard on it because that proximity sensor might not come out of the bracket in which it is lying. Just want to lift that up very carefully. Try and lift it up rather than to the side, and it'll come off quite nicely. So there we go. So that came off. In this case, the actual bracket was stuck into the proximity sensor because this repair has been done on this phone before. Alright, so then we have this microphone. So that is attached, or it is adhered to the screen at this time. So again, you might want to use a little bit of heat on the front of the phone. Just apply a little bit of heat here with your hair dryer, whatever the case may be, just so it's hot enough to touch. And then you want to get underneath it with something. You just want to lift that guy out a little bit. So there we go. Then you just lift. You can start with whatever you like, but I do like to start with the, just going to lift this here and place that. Place that home button in place. Make sure it's sitting in its little holes. It's got sort of little plastic knobby bits on the screen so the holes can fit into place. You'll understand what I mean when you're doing the repair. Okay, and you just snap that little guy back into place there until it gives you that nice satisfying click. If you're not getting that nice satisfying click, then it's probably not in there correctly, and just take it out and start over again. Alright, so now we're going to get started on the proximity sensor, light sensor, front-facing camera, and mic. The microphone, you want to place it where there's some adhesive, or where you just removed the little blue plastic for the adhesive, and you can see that there's a little hole on the top of the mic there. There's also a little knobby on the, you want to make sure those holes line up, or that the hole on the mic goes into the little knobby. Alright, so that's in place. So what we're ready for now is we're ready to reattach this device, or this screen, to the actual phone itself. So that's what we're going to do. There you go. And it just snaps in really, really nicely. Alright, so we're going to put this in now. This being the battery connector. Get that guy in place. Okay, so now we need the bracket for the battery connector. I'm going to do that. Take this and we're going to connect it. We're going to use the top little ridges here, and you're going to put that in place. Like so, and then you're going to just press down on the sides lightly. It should clip into place quite nicely. Again, if it's not going in, don't force it too much. To finish it off here, you're going to put these guys in here like that. Just these pentalobe screws, you're going to just place them in the bottom. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. Please click like if you like the video, or subscribe to our channel. Thank you.